Imagine, for a second, that you could walk. Like, have you ever thought to yourself, gosh golly Batman, I wish I could just go out and walk places. Like by shuffling your feet back and forth and bending your knees in appropriate angles. Well, have I ever got good news for you, because someone out there has figured it out for you. Now you can walk without any of the pesky going outside stuff. Big Walk brought big walking to the small screen, with the intention to bring groups of friends closer together, or sometimes unintentionally put a wedge between them. I mean, are you sure you really want to get to know someone? Are you ready to take that risk? So, I know what you think. What am I actually getting myself into? There's no way a simple walking simulator is making such waves, right? Why is everyone talking about it? And is it something for me and my group of social outcasts to play? Don't worry, I've got you. Let's take a walk together, drink in the scenery, figure out if your next big walk may be right around the corner. Go ahead now, walk over to that fourth screen and like, comment, and subscribe. Why? I don't know, I just wanted to do that. That's what I want in life right now. But I know you don't want to hear about what I want. Let's give you what you want and go on a little jolly together. Big Walk is a game created by the team at House House, and I'm letting that sentence stand on its own. It's probably the funniest thing in this entire video. Maybe you remember their previous game, Untitled Goose Game. No, that's what it's called. And it's exactly what I'd expect from the professionals at House House. You may be shocked to hear that this is not a single-player experience. At least if you've never seen anything about it. I know, get the New York Times. Forget about the president sharding himself. This is more important right now. For your big walking experience, you're going to need dudes of any gender identification, because much like bros, there can be dudes of any gender. And you can have anywhere between 2 and 12 of them. If it's not clear already, you're going to engage in a compulsory cooperative experience. You're going to find friends. They are no longer asking. So, you got a microphone? Good, you're going to need it. It's the first thing they'll make you set up when you start the game. A lot of the gameplay you're about to experience relies heavily on your ability to communicate. Meaning, for us, this was a lost cause from the start. Actually, to be fair, you can play this game without talking. There's even parts of it that intentionally take away your ability to talk to each other. But those are supposed to be very difficult challenges. So I think we can imagine how trying to navigate the entire game like this is going to go. I mean, if you want to go ahead and engineer your own Big Walk extreme mode, be my guest. Well, I'm probably making it sound more heinous than it actually is. You do get an in-game chat to write things in and signs to scribble messages on. Those are great for sending out desperate cries for help. So it's technically possible, but really it's not going to be the same without talking to each other. I mean, I know we're not used to it, but this is a social experience. Just do your best. I know you can do it. I believe in you. No, genuinely. I'm not doing a bit this time. You're probably capable of more than you think. Except, of course, if you have a disability and you're physically unable to. I mean, obviously, there are situations where you just can't. Like when you're suffering from a disability. Which, thanks to the chat, the game does accommodate to some degree. Being the cozy, inclusive experience that it is. You know, it's just maybe a little bit of a problem when you all do it. All of that is good and well, but what I don't understand is why the mouse sensitivity is so disgustingly high. I feel like I'm doing brain surgery here. Go ahead and turn that right down to 8. That's the most reasonable level I've found, at least so far, for some reason. Look, I don't know how the scaling works. House, if you're seeing this, please explain it in the comments and also subscribe. When you finish your operational fine-tuning, you're tossed into a world of glorious walking, where at first you're all by yourself. For like 5 seconds until you walk outside your starting apartment and find you're dropped into a daycare playground with your friends. Probably if they can find their way outside their corner of the room, don't expect too much of them. It's like a straight path with one door. I would be getting lost there too. As soon as you head out, you'll get a first-hand experience of the difficulties of trying to coordinate a group of 5-year-olds with moderate to severe ADHD. It's 2026, chances are you're playing with someone with actual ADHD, so good luck. Okay, again, I'm making it seem worse than it is. Don't blame me, I'm just trying to maintain dramatic tension. In reality, you're not going to have a problem if you stick together as groups of at least 4 people. If that's the type of group lobby you created, of course. Before you create a lobby, you get to choose if you want to go on an all ages appropriate adventure for 2, 3, or 4 or more people. And whatever you pick here, the game session is scaled to that selection. So you can create a smaller lobby if you don't have that many friends or you just want to play alone with your Discord kitten. Can't deny though that it helps to have extra bodies to throw at a problem. Or you could keep sabotaging each other continuously and never get anything done. This is when you terminate your friendship and throw each other off a cliff. It's okay to let your intrusive thoughts win sometimes. Assuming you manage to move around in an appropriately sized group, you'll do a lot of walking. I'm sorry, have I mentioned that you walk in this game? This should come as no surprise, honestly. What's the game called again? You'll happen over a lot of scenic spots to muck around at or just chill out together. And when you want to leave and continue hiking, you realize there's another fucking person missing again. Your first stint of walking is relegated to a closed-off tutorial area. There, you're given some stuff to play around with. To get out of there, you have to eventually do some thinking though. So get to work, what do you think this is, a game? You can also paint each other with dangerous chemicals at the local paint shop, and engage in some light activity that teach you the core mechanics of the game. Once you're done, you fire the flare in the middle of the area to signal for everyone to get back together, and hopefully not wait 2 full hours for that to happen. You can then forge yourself a brand new key that opens the entire rest of the map for you to explore. And now, you're free to get truly and utterly lost. By shuffling your feet all over this huge map, alright, it's not unreasonably huge, but it'll take you a good half an hour to walk from one end to the other, I think. I mean, I've never tried. That would be the territory of some other YouTubers, people more inclined to waste their time arbitrarily. But then, ominous black wall joins in to bar your path when you walk too far. We're not talking about it any more than this. You'll find a lot of colorful landmarks dotted all over the landscape, where you can pick up useful items like walkie-talkies, of which are only ever used to relay important information. For real though, no cap, you know you will get split up, and when that happens, those are invaluable. You don't really understand the historical relevance of long-distance communication until you experience its impact firsthand. Lincoln was cooking in that Civil War. There's flare guns you can use to inform your friends about your location. Then pray that someone comes to find and pick you up in the advanced darkness. Or you can shoot it at someone for fun and simulate Vietnam in the 1960s. Or how about a camera that tells you the general location of nearby items? You'll probably want one of those when you accidentally rip an item off of your friend in trying to get them off the ride that was rightfully meant to be yours. Oh, I get it back. And sometimes you can pick up items of not quite as useful nature. What am I saying? Of course all of these have an important, non-negotiable purpose, like this megaphone I found. It's perfect for broadcasting useful information. This is an important announcement. Shadow the Hedgehog is a little punk-ass bitch. You'll be carrying every new goodie in your hands like a peasant, unless you find backpacks or belts and become part of the big walk upper class. And much like the upper class in real life, you can't do anything by yourself. Someone else needs to attach things to your gear slots for you, which is good for establishing power dynamics. For real though, genuinely, I think it's a great design, because you actively have to communicate what you want. Something just clicks and you realize you have to open your mouth, because there isn't anyone around who can read your mind. I don't know who your friends are, maybe you're hanging out in Discord with Joseph Joestar. At other landmarks you can find fun puzzles that will reward you with rubber dog toys when you solve them. We call these nubbins, apparently they're called blorbs. I don't know, I like nubbins better, so I'm gonna use that. Different puzzles demand varying levels of coordination to succeed at. Sometimes you collect a set of tiles to put together in a mosaic. Technically, one person could do this alone. It's just a lot faster when you have multiple people to walk the entire circumference of this stupid bridge. God, that's a big bridge. I hope I'm not getting ambushed on here. Sometimes you sit on an ominously wired chair to wait for someone to whisper sweet nothings into your ear. I am very uncomfortable right now. Everyone is looking at me. Please stop. I don't know what I'm doing any more than you do. Sometimes you desperately try to describe to your friends what a melody sounds like. Oh, but you can't use your voice to do it. I still don't understand how we ever figured this out. Sometimes you transport swirly tiles to another friend sitting across a roadway, then fling them through the floor and watch watch them shoot off at 500 miles an hour into the ether. Upon which one of you guys has to track his way back to the nearest tower to get an item finder to figure out where that piece went, because you can't solve the puzzle and you're stuck with it. The puzzles in this game aren't all born equal, and overall they're well designed. But of course, some puzzles are better than others. I'm not sure it's fun to be sucked into a room for an indeterminate amount of time. That may not exactly be the gameplay experience you're looking for, unless you also play Cookie Clicker, in which case doing nothing may actually be right up your alley. Sorry, did I say something about towers just then? My script says do not make a contemporary American history joke here.
Like the good old days after 9/11.
Is it okay to reference tragic events on YouTube? Really, I don't know what we consider acceptable anymore. It's 4 towers though, so we're safe from possible future demonetization. Probably. They come in many delicious flavors, such as cherry, blueberry, lemon, and Xbox. We're not talking about their shape. Don't even think about it. Towers contain deposits for your nubbins in the form of secure bulletproof glass display cases. Like for all those anime figures you bought off Ami for $200 each. Don't judge me, she's so thick. Once you stuffed all available holes, you get a new key, with which you'll unlock more cool things on the map, like shortcuts that help you walk less, or trains that help you walk less, or ropeways that help you walk less. Why are all of these rewards about walking less in a game about walking? Careful though, the train only stops when you manually hold down the lever. So if it's gone, you'll have to sit your ass down and wait for it to take an entire trip around the island. I learned this the hard way. And sometimes you wonder if that's worth it, considering the train moves the general pace of a fully baked sloth. Hey, but at least you get to sit down and enjoy the ride with your friends. You guys read any good books lately?
Played through Deltarune lately?
I have to go. Your overall goal is to offer up rubber toys to each of the main towers, until you feed enough nubbins to the gods to experience psychedelic visions. What do you...
I'm being taken by God! God's
What-
taking me!
Eventually, you'll find the master key that unlocks the path to the ending. Yes, the game has an ending, more than one actually, which I'm not going to talk about. If you're going to play this game, you should experience it for yourself. What I will say is that you don't have to worry about going to the ending and losing your save state. You get to go back to your world in the state that you left it. So even if you finish, quote-unquote, the game, you can come back to whatever you missed out on, like finding out what you actually are. I can't tell you yet if those questions will be answered. What horrors lie behind those cold, dead eyes? Big Walk is definitely a unique experience, and I mean that in the best way. Most of the time anyway, when you're not flailing your arms in frustration trying to sign language your way through a puzzle. The swirly, give me the swirl! It doesn't have any sort of character growth, of course, and the ways to customize your appearance are limited. Other games would thrust parameters, abilities, and main story progression straight in your face. The hints on what you need to accomplish are usually so obvious your typical rom-com protagonist couldn't miss them. Here, you don't have that. I think the core difference between this and other games is that it focuses on experience over achievement. And to create an experience like that, you have to craft it in a way that you can only have it once. Almost by necessity. You can come back to it, of course. I still think it's a cool sandbox for people to just chill out and just have fun in. But really, when you beat it all once and you've seen all the puzzles, it'll lose a big part of its appeal. And do you want to justify spending $20 on a 20-hour experience? I mean, that's still an hour per dollar. Way better deal than buying tickets to the new Moana movie. I'd say go ahead. If you can afford it and you don't need that money to eat. Just living a normal life is ridiculous right now. What do you mean $5 for a pound of ground meat? Man, I don't even like burgers anymore and I'm still livid. Big Walk feels like an experience that only really comes along ever so often in gaming. And in a lot of ways, it feels like an avant-garde art piece that you have to soak up with all of your senses to truly understand. And that isn't to say that I understand anything that just happened to me. But when we beat the game with our group the first time, we just sat together for a moment as the credits rolled to talk about our experience. About the fun moments, about the ones that were frustrating too. That's something that this game understands really well. That it's not just about having a good time. Human connection is all built on powerful emotion. That means all emotion. And the ability to show your frustration to the people you love. Those moments when you have to rip an item out of someone's hands because you can't bear their fumbling anymore. I'm sorry, I really just needed to resolve that situation. Like I wasn't even trying to be mean, but please, I know how the puzzle works. Don't touch anything. Ignore that, you know what I'm talking about. Are you okay with having a unique experience knowing that you're probably not going to repeat it? I didn't write this in the script, but now that I think about it, that's just life, isn't it? Do you have a group of people that you're confident you can bear parts of yourself to that you'd otherwise wouldn't? Then I think you should give Big Walk a try. Though I will say it's probably best if we have 4 or more people to play with. I want you to experience this frustration. It's a thing of beauty sometimes, honestly. Anyway, that's all from me. See you later.